Hello, hello everybody, it's GirlGotGame, and welcome back to Psychedelica, the Ashen Hawk, where this time we're romancing the youngest of the wolf cubs. Levi is up next on the docket, and we all know by this point that he is smitten with Jed, no matter what gender she is. So, we got that going for us. She's very fond of Levi, but again, he's kind of stuck in the bro zone. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this progresses. Anyway, I'm starting at the first time that we run into Levi when he's confronting Lugus. Just to remind ourselves of, Levi's personality. And then we'll go into the same kind of thing we did with Levon, where we skip ahead, go to the maps, do some short episodes, blah, 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 blah. You know the gist. Alright, let's begin. But just before we left, we pressed the right button, like that. There we go.
The Hawk Lord's own son, a common bully. Seems like your clan has a lot of free time on its wings.
Such a good line, on its wings. I heard another familiar voice while we were trying to lay low.
Say, isn't that... Yeah, it's Levi. That idiot!
I was praying that I only misheard, but it seems it wasn't meant to be. I couldn't see him from where I was, but it was Levon's little brother. The other son of the Wolf Lord descended upon the crowd. The crowd cheered as he approached. It seemed most of the crowd belonged to the wolf's side, or perhaps they were excited that someone arrived to help the victim. What do you want to do? I asked the same question again.
I'm stopping him. Hey, let me through!
Levon pushed through the crowd and I followed after him. Welp. Things will be fine.
If it isn't one of the wolf cubs, what do you want?
I'm asking you if it's fun bullying the townspeople.
I'm only collecting taxes, as is my right. You should blame the citizen who couldn't fulfill his duty.
There's a better way to do this!
Paying heed to every single person's circumstances is harmful to the whole. Does your tiny little head not even understand that?
What?
We couldn't get through the crowd as easily as I thought. With what I was hearing, the situation didn't have much time to spare. Lugus may be calm, but Levi was about to explode in a fit of rage.
Get off your high horse. I've always hated that about you.
Your short-sightedness, too, never changes. I can tell you haven't grown much since you were a little child.
Oh? Then you want to see if I've really grown up?
Immediately relying on your sword just proves your immaturity. The weakest dog barks loudest, as they say.
Damn you!
But if you intend to draw your sword, I'll respond in kind.
Gah! I finally managed to stick my head out of the crowd. This was bad. Both of their hands were reaching for their hilts. At this rate...
That's enough! Both of you release your swords!
Levon had gotten through the crowd first and was now standing before the two.
Levon!
You're here too. Engaging in a personal duel in public. You had better give more consideration to your position. I am only collecting what is due to me, and it was your brother who tried to draw first. True enough. Hey, Levi.
What? Are you trying to say it's my fault?
Just be quiet and fall back.
I arrived a few minutes after Levon. By the time I got through the crowd, the situation had cooled down. Is this... Oh, it's T, right? Hold on a moment. Then it would only be proper for you to bow your head in apology before you go. Or so it was until she showed up. A stray dog like you shouldn't go unpunished for such disrespect. Despite her cute appearance, she was known for having a sharp tongue. It was Lucas's younger sister, T.
Ugh, she's here too?
The saddest part about this is I have to take Levi away from T. My Levi and T, I guess that's the ship name is Lee. My Levi and T ship will never sail, sad face.
T, stand back.
I won't. Stray dogs like these must be disciplined. It is the only way to be sure he doesn't bite you anymore, brother.
Seriously, will you shut up? You're just a noisy little chick that follows after your brother.
Who are you calling a chick? I am a Falk from the Proud Hawk clan. The girl stood tall and glared. The way she spoke and acted was akin to that of a queen. Being that she is the daughter of a lord, it's not too far off.
Lucas, have her stand down. I thought you were the ones to retreat. Do you mean to provoke something now? T has a point. If you two bow, then this commotion shall end well. We have no reason to yield that far.
The calm atmosphere was starting to stir again. Lucas of the Hawks and Levon of the Wolves. It seemed that neither of them intended to back down. Is a sword fight going to break out?
The other youngsters will join in and start killing each other.
The holes in the shop from the last fight haven't even been fixed yet.
The people around us all looked worried, as it seemed likely that a scuffle would occur. Levi aside, if the heirs Levon and Lucas fought each other, it would become a huge problem. Everyone looked scared. Despite how common fights were in this town, they were still afraid of what would happen. That's right. No one wants to get hurt or be killed. All of you, just calm down. I spoke up without thinking. My tone was more disgusted than angered. I walked toward the four who were causing the commotion.
Chad?
And who are you? A commoner isn't allowed to tell us what to do. I'm telling you this because I am a commoner. I could tell that everyone's eyes were fixed upon me. I hated standing out like this, but it would be worse to leave things as they were. Have you no shame? Your families exist to protect this town. Why would you cause everyone to worry? They refused to look at me and continued glaring at each other. The tension was palpable, and I could feel myself break into a cold sweat. After what seemed to be an eternity of silence.
You may be right.
It was Levon who spoke first. He let go of his sword and stood back to his full height.
And what about you? Don't tell me you're going to attack a defenseless man in front of this huge crowd.
Lucas kept the same expression on his face as he let go of his sword. Phew. It all turned out all right. I breathed an internal sigh of relief. I could hear the hushed murmurs of the crowd relaxing.
Aren't you...
Huh? I can tell he's looking at me as if wanting to say something. But Lucas and I weren't acquainted with each other. If he decided to antagonize me, it would negatively affect my work prospects in the future. I quickly looked down and tried to move away. I wonder if we'll get, you know, some context on why he was like that in the beginning at some point. That would be neat. Let's skip ahead a little bit, because this is Dad showing up. Okay, I felt like Levi had one more thing in here, but maybe not. Thanks for helping me up, Levon. Alright, there we go. Come back to me, Levi.
That old man's as scary as always. But you're overreacting, Jed. You're also pressing the wrong button.
Sorry, Levi.
You started all of this. I hope you've learned your lesson.
Well, yeah, that's... I know it was wrong.
I've seen the Hawk Lord from afar lots of times, but this is the first time he's called out to me. Even though he and Francisca are both clan leaders, they're so different.
Of course. Mother and that monster are far from similar.
Yeah, about that.
Then again, Mother has her own issues as well.
Right. Well, Francisca is Francisca. Yeah, she do be. Okay. I think that's probably a good enough reintroduction to our boy Levi, so I'm gonna skip ahead again and start up probably at one of the maps, so I'll see you there. Okay, as promised, we are here in the first map, and I think this is basically going to be the same one that we did with Levon. Yes, because Levi and Levon are both here, so we'll just do this again for our boy. If I can click on it, thank you very much. He had to be somewhere in town, so I just needed to look around. And the he she's referring to is Elric. It sounded easy, but actually doing so wasn't easy at all. This town wasn't that big, but checking all the streets and shops would take more than a day.
Huh? Jed!
What are you doing?
Oh, Levon, Levi. I might be in luck. After all, it was rare for us to meet so often like this. I was looking for someone. Did you two see him? He's a boy named Elric. He's about this tall and has 2 moles under his eye. Blonde hair, cheeky expression.
Don't think I've seen him. What about you?
Same here.
I see. I guess it wouldn't be that easy.
Why are you looking for this kid anyway?
Just because. I couldn't tell them that I needed to silence him for finding out that I was a woman. Anyway, what are you two doing here?
We're patrolling the town.
Oh, Levon too? I had seen Levi patrol because it was part of his job, but it was rare for Levon to join. My mouth decided to stop working there. It's fine. Levon was busy as the heir to his clan, so Levi usually took care of it to give Levon some rest. But if I said that, Levi would get all bashful and deny it outright.
There have been newcomers to the vigilante group. Morale will drop if I let Levi take care of everything.
That's not true. I'm doing a good job.
I don't know about that. The head of the vigilantes went and picked a fight with the heir of the Hawk clan yesterday.
That was just a one-time thing.
Yeah, when I heard about it, I thought my heart was gonna stop.
Out of nowhere, a man suddenly appeared.
And he showed those damn hogs who's boss.
Huh? Levi won? I thought he got beat into a bloody pulp.
What? Who's spreading that rumor?
It probably got spread around because of your impulsiveness.
He's like, what? A small crowd formed, with lively conversation among its members. Are they all part of the vigilante group? The 2 brothers were close, but seeing them among their organization, I could tell that they were also well liked as leaders. The Wolf clan was a bunch of good-natured people, so I felt comfortable being around them. But I still need to find Elric. Anyways, I need to get going now.
Sorry we couldn't help.
That kid was named Elric, right? I'll hang on to him if I find him.
Alright, thanks. I waved to everyone and left. And that means it's time for me to wave goodbye to all of you as well and leave until I find something new from Levi. Okay, we've arrived at Chapter 2, and the first map in Chapter 2. So we have our first interview question with our boy, and then 2 short episodes, so we'll start with that. Mr. Levi, I have a question for you. What's your favorite foods? I know it's not meat.
My favorite food? If I had to choose, cheese. Cheese with some nice wine is the best. Levon seems to like meat, but I can't take it, you know? I get told to stop being a picky eater, but I can't help it.
I know, man, I know. Alright, and then we have family relations. So we'll do that as well. There was someone standing still in the deathly silent alleyway. Is that Lucas? What's he doing here? We're gonna be doing this episode a few times in a row. It's fine. As I looked on, it seemed like he was comparing whatever was in his notebook with the houses and streets. Lucas had the eyes of a hawk, and he was looking for something without bringing any of the hawk's attendants with him. I recognized that look from before. It was from when he was investigating the murders. I had come across Lucas during one of those instances. I think Levi only shows up at the very end of this. I should probably do the context anyway, though. It's fine. He also glared at me back then with a palpable murderous intent. I wonder if something happened again. Thinking that it could be a murder made me uneasy. I prayed that the murderer would be caught soon. I don't want Lucas to mistake me as the perpetrator again. There was no need to call out to him, so I quietly went back toward the square. But before I could move away, I heard Lucas's sharp voice echo in the alley.
Stop.
Ugh, he found me. I gave up on escaping and looked at Lucas. He slowly walked over to me. Did you want something?
I told you before that I would capture you the next time I saw you. What were you doing here?
What? Do I have to answer that?
Of course. As long as you live in this town, you do.
He said that in such a high-handed manner, so I had to respond in kind. I think there's a better way for you to ask.
Then let me ask you again. What were you doing here? Answer me at once.
He might be in a bad mood, or maybe he just didn't like me. Either way, he didn't have to be so mean about it. Though irritated at the situation, I proceeded to explain. If you're still on the hunt for the murderer, I don't want to be falsely accused, so I was trying to move away.
You're an honest one.
There's no point in lying.
Then let me ask you something else.
Are you interrogating me? He ignored my question. He never listened to me.
Tell me everything you know about the Lady of the Wolf Clan, Francisca, and her sons.
I didn't think I was going to be surprised at whatever question he had for me, but this caught me off guard. Huh? What?
Tell me everything you know. You grew up in that manor, did you not? I know you were as close to the sons as family.
That's true. But did you snoop around on us? For what purpose?
I'm the one asking the questions. Tell me everything the wolves do on a regular basis. It'll do you no good to keep secrets from me.
I started to become angered. Why did I have to be asked this? He was making it seem like they were the culprits. I don't mind telling you what I know, but stop talking as if you've already assumed they're the culprits. And this isn't about me, but more about them.
I don't care what you think of it. Tell me what the Lady of the Wolves and her sons were doing on the night of the murder. Answer me. If there's something you want to know, then ask them yourself.
Levon!
The wolf heir.
I was overjoyed at my rescue, but only for a brief moment. The situation was really bad.
If you want to visit Mother, I can welcome you as a formal guest. There's nothing for us to hide. And it's the same about your questioning about me. If you wish to know, then ask me directly. Don't do it in the alleyway like this. Do it in a formal setting, and we'll have the truth be known. It appears that the son of the wolf is fixated on formalities. That's only because the hawk lives in a lawless society. We have our own way of doing things. I simply move according to what I think is top priority. If you consider yourself a leader, you'll need to learn how to let others know what you think.
This is scary. Sparks were flying. I was angry just a moment ago, but I would never be able to have an exchange like this. While I was thinking that, Lucas declared something as he and Levon stood facing each other.
Then I'll tell you this. With regards to the Black Shadow, the Lady of the Wolves is no exception. Unless you want to see more corpses piled up, stay inside your manor at night. What's that supposed to mean?
Before Levon could continue, Lugus had walked away. The last thing he said felt so ominous.
Jed, sorry you had to go through this. I'm sure he asked you a lot of questions.
Huh? I don't mind that at all. It's not your fault, Levon.
Right. I'm glad I just happened to be in the area.
Yeah, you weren't stalking me at all. Good. Were you going somewhere?
I was on my way home after looking at some swords, but... I wonder. Why did Lugus confront me like that?
I couldn't make sense of what Lugus was driving at, but the root of why he acted that way was probably because... I don't know everything, but it seems that Lugus is investigating the Black Shadow.
The Black Shadow?
It's the rumor going around town. Haven't you heard? There's been a string of murders, and that's what they call the culprit.
I know there are recent murder cases, but that's the first time I've heard the name Black Shadow.
I think the incidents and the rumors are being taken care of by the Hawks, mostly. I see Lugus investigating it by himself a lot. Levon looked slightly dissatisfied at my explanation.
If that's the case, everyone should be properly informed on it, rather than relying on uncertain rumors.
I don't know about that, but the murderer supposedly uses a knife with a hawk feather motif.
A hawk. So that's why he's reluctant about making it better known.
I don't know, but...
There are people who are unsatisfied with the Hawk clan. Rumor is that they are murdering those who are a part of us. It is required of me to crush these rumors before they reach the Hawk Lord, especially so if it sullies father's name.
I didn't know if the culprit was a hawk or a wolf, only that everyone was a potential suspect. That's what he said then. Lugus was very seriously investigating the rumors to solve the case. I think he needs to be better at asking questions, though.
What do you think he meant by staying inside the manor?
Maybe he meant to stay indoors and lock the doors and windows because it's dangerous outside? My floundering words made Levon laugh.
I don't know what happened, but you're oddly kind to Lugus.
That wasn't my intention. It just seems to me that he is working hard to make sure Olgar's name isn't sullied. I understand if it's about taking care of your family.
I see. So, it's for his father.
Levon looked to the ground while seemingly in thought. He then smiled once more.
I'm envious that he has a father he can love that way.
Huh?
I'll try to investigate things from my end. There might also be a need to increase patrols. I'm glad you told me about this.
Yeah. Good luck with your work.
Yeah. See you later.
He was probably going back on patrol. Levon quickly left the alleyway. After seeing Levon off, I couldn't shake off this feeling. Envious of Lugus and Olgar? I thought Levon hated them. Previously, I assumed anyone among the wolves thought that way. But Levon said he envied them. Speaking of which, Levon's and Levi's father is...
I see. I figured something was up.
Well, if it isn't the Black Shadow himself... Ugh! I suddenly heard a voice from behind and frantically spun around. You scared me! Were you listening in?
Yeah, all of it. Man, that Lugus guy is annoying. I was so close to slashing him from behind.
Levi?
I'm kidding. But he was up against Levon, so I knew it'd be alright.
Say, Levi, are you envious of Lugus and Olgar?
Huh? Oh, is this about that thing from earlier? I don't know about that. I don't really understand what fathers really do.
I don't know. I repeated that line in my head. Levi seemed to say it so plainly.
He died when I was a kid, so I don't remember much. I don't have a desire to see him either.
You don't want to?
It seems like Levon and Mother had a tough time because of him. After seeing that, I can't say I want to meet him. You probably shouldn't talk about this in front of Mother. It'll get awkward like it did last time.
I see. Levi gently placed his hand on my head.
That topic wouldn't come up if you live your life as usual. You don't need to worry about it at all.
Really?
I need to get going soon. I might get yelled at for skipping out again.
Well, aren't you skipping out?
It's just a break, I swear. See you later.
Levi ran in the direction Levon walked off to. The Black Shadow. The confrontation between Lugus and Levon. And Levon's and Levi's late father. There were too many things to think about. But it was also a fact that thinking about them wouldn't solve a thing. This wasn't something I could insinuate myself into. But, yeah, a father. There was nothing wrong with thinking about a father whom you've never met. I wondered what mine was like. Would he be the kind of person that commanded respect in the way that Lugus respected Olgar? Or would he be the kind that was to be avoided, like Levon's and Levi's father? How would he smile? What would he like? If we were to live together, what would our lives be like? How would he say good morning when we woke up? How would he say good night? What would happen if I had a bad dream? How would he comfort me then? I pictured many things in my fantasy and slowly closed my eyes, then slowly opened them. Not even a mirage of my father was there. Alright. And then our last one, which is the square, I think? Yes. Wolf Vigilante. And this is the last one for this map. Attracted to the bustling energy, I naturally headed to the town square. People walked here and there, and I could hear laughter among them. People of all kinds were everywhere. Many faces smiled at each other in small talk and spoke also on business dealings. At this moment, I couldn't tell who was with the Hawk clan and who was with the Wolf clan. This place is really peaceful. Although there was the incident with the tax collection, it seemed everything had returned to normal. There are small arguments and minor scuffles here and there, but I wish the town square could always be filled with laughter. I sat down at the edge of the square and looked around while thinking about it. I was wondering if it was the flower girl time.
Hello, mister. Have a flower.
A girl was standing next to me with a friendly smile. She was holding a flower made of paper. Is that for me?
Yep. It came out nicely, so I wanted to give it to someone.
Thanks, I'll take it. Her bright smile was contagious. The yellow paper flower was slightly bent, but it was elegant and beautiful.
I'm going to make lots of them as decorations for the masquerade. Isn't it cute?
That'll be nice. I'm sure they'd be great for the festival.
Yep. Oh, that would be nice. Bright colors are the best. What kind of flower is that?
The woman standing behind peered behind me to look at the flower.
This is a lily. I'll give you one too, Auntie.
Why, thank you. And a yellow one at that. How nice. This will liven the place up well. I always prepare lots of food every year, and I also do decorations around my home. Did you know that yesterday I was... She digressed and started talking about something completely different. The girl was uninterested in that and leaned against my knee to teach me how to make the flower.
If you fold it over like this, it'll look nice.
This is so peaceful. It seemed like I was caught up in the pace of these two, but all in all, it still brought a smile to my face.
Hey, you're awfully popular, Jed.
Levi called out to me in a joking way. He must have seen me get surrounded right after sitting down. Jealous?
Kind of. Let me join.
Sure, but Levon will yell at you if you ditch your duties again.
Now, lighten up a little.
Levi was dressed in his vigilante uniform as he sat down next to me. The girl saw him and took out another paper flower from her skirt pocket.
I have more, so I'll give you one too, mister.
That's a real pretty one. Thanks.
Levi accepted the flower and patted the girl on the head. He did it a bit roughly, but the girl seemed to like that. Levi, are you on patrol?
Yeah, with the masquerade around the corner and the ruckus earlier, we decided to add extra rounds to the patrol.
That's right.
Thanks to the vigilantes showing up around here, we're able to feel safe. You always help mediate all the fights around town.
I see. So it's all thanks to Levi and Levon's help.
It's no big deal. As long as the Hawks don't try anything funny, it usually never gets serious.
Though he said that, Levi was apparently in high spirits at being complimented.
How about you fulfill your duties first before bragging?
Whoa! Levon! I was just taking a break!
I wondered when he got there. Levon was standing right in front of us. They both must be on patrol. He was glaring at Levi sitting next to me. Uh-oh.
Oh, hello, Levon. A break once in a while would be fine, don't you think? He does work very hard on his patrol. Oh, yes, I think I have some extra jerky.
Thank you, but that's quite all right. Meat is precious nowadays, so please enjoy it with your family.
Levon's smile seemed so bright as he politely thanked the lady.
Oh, this is... really? I'll prepare some more the next time we meet, then.
She laughed, pleased at the entire exchange. Levon usually remained firm as a member of the Wolf Clan, but he did interact with the townspeople in a kind manner. That's why people look up to him. He's really good at dealing with older women like that. The girl who had been watching our exchange from the side looked up at Levon with a troubled face.
I only had 3 flowers.
Flowers?
Levi held his paper flower and explained from the side.
I got this from her earlier. Isn't it pretty?
But...
Seems like she wanted to give one to Levon, too. Seeing her fidget, Levon figured out what was going on. Right when I was about to go reassure her, Levon beat me to the punch.
You don't have to worry. It's the thought that counts. Your smile is like a flower to me. Now won't you smile for me?
What?
Come on!
She must have loved hearing that. The girl gave a big, bright smile and nodded to Levon several times.
Okay! I'll give you one the next time we meet then. Good luck with work, Mr. Vigilante!
Wow, her smile really bloomed like a flower.
Goodbye, mister! See you again!
The girl kept waving to us until we couldn't see her anymore.
What?
I'm amazed at how you can say all that so easily.
She's still a child. I thought she'd like to hear that.
She did have a big smile on her face. Oh, and that lady too.
Meaning that was the right answer.
Right answer, huh? Oh.
A man pulling a carriage was about to pass behind Levon. Upon coming closer, he noticed Levon and stopped.
Oh, Levon! I just got a new longsword! I see. Then I'll go and take a look at it. The decoration on the knife I bought from you was too delicate, so I need it repaired. And...
The two of them started up a conversation like they were friends. Did they know each other?
He's the shop owner of an armory. Levon's love for the sword is excessive. I hate having to go with him to these places.
What's wrong with that? It'll help with training, too.
Then you have a conversation with him all night about using a curved edge to hit gaps in armor, or a broadsword to split through it. And this is based on Levon's own strength criteria. I have no interest in that, and I'm not strong enough to cut through iron.
By the way, the rope on your carriage is loose.
I looked at the carriage, and one of the ropes tying the barrels together was indeed loosened.
Oh, what? I thought I tied it down tightly. You'd better retie it. Here, let me help.
Before the man could do anything, Levon straightened up the cargo. Levi and I didn't even have time to react. That was how quickly he worked.
You're so skilled with these things. Thank you. Be careful when you're in crowded places. And watch out for thieves. I hear there have been more of them recently. Yes, thank you. Please come by my store when you find the time.
The man bowed and then pulled the carriage away. Huh.
What's wrong?
That was amazing. I can see why that lady from earlier was complimenting the vigilantes.
All I did was talk to them.
I know, but the way you talk to people and the advice you give are what builds on the respect people here have for you.
I suppose. Besides caring for the public's safety, it's important that you listen to the townspeople too.
To me, those words felt not only like the words of a vigilante leader, but of the heir to the Wolf clan as well. Thanks to that, I can concentrate on my work as a handyman. I stood up and bowed politely, and Levi also stood with a slightly irritated expression.
I'll try my best so that I don't get in his way then.
Because we had known each other for so long, I immediately knew what was up from his attitude. He's sulking. Well, not exactly, but close to it. Levi, you're doing this to help with preparing for the masquerade, aren't you? You are the leader of the vigilantes, after all.
Levi was the one who wanted to increase the number of guards.
Well, I know it'll be tough, but we're counting on you. After all, we all know you're doing your very best. Like giving Levon a chance to blow off some steam.
Jed, you're the only one on my side!
Yeah, okay, whatever. Hey! Levi was patting me on the head just like he did to the girl earlier.
Haha, you're still so tiny.
That's not a compliment. Jeez. I was about to tell him to stop patting my head, but Levon pulled his arm before I could say anything. Don't touch my girl.
That aside, you're in the middle of your job. We have to go back and fulfill our duties as expected of us.
I know, but weren't you chatting up that armory guy earlier? Can't I just...
Levi.
His smile firmly fixed in place, Levon moved so he was right in Levi's face.
You were in the middle of your patrol, right?
That's right. I think I should go to that street next.
Correct. Now let's get going.
Fine.
I was witnessing the usual power balance at play. Levi did his job properly, but he was unable to talk back to Levon.
I'll see you later, Jed.
See you later. The two of them returned to work. Right when I was about to walk away, I felt a slight tug from behind.
Your hair is all messed up. It's because he was being too rough with you.
Huh? It's fine. I don't really mind.
No, it's not fine.
Levon gently brushed my hair until it was all straightened out.
All good. Now good luck with your work.
Yeah, thanks. I saw them off and then looked around the town square. Now then. It was the usual hustle and bustle, with the calls of various merchants trying to attract customers. When the season of the masquerade came along, the town became much livelier and was filled with colorful decorations. The paper flowers the girl made contributed to the riot of colors. The more I thought about it, the more I was looking forward to it. I was sure the girl with the flowers felt the same way. The elegant sight made my heart dance with joy in anticipation of the coming festival. And for that, I have to look for the Kaleidovia. Levon and Levi are working hard too. I took that to heart and left the town square.